This we were doing Isho Nishad only, na Prabhu?
After you will get 0 marks.
No. I mean, I think we started with the nectar of instruction only.
Yeah, yes. We are completing nectar of instruction today.
Yeah, but next is also nectar of instruction.
Just now what I told Rahul.
You said
Next,
I'll get 0 marks.
no. Next is
Hmm.
Isha.
Okay, but I think both of them are same. It is one in English, one in Hindi. It's not like that.
No, bro, no. I
Nectar
would
of
suggest
instruction.
I
Hmm.
would suggest all of you to buy all the 4 books also. Like, all of you have nectar of instruction hard copy? All
Yeah,
four
I
of you?
have.
Okay, you
Yes,
have.
Prabhuji.
Okay. What about
Yes,
Akshat?
Prabhuji.
Prabjeet Prabhu? Prabjeet Prabhu should also have. So next book will be Ishopnishad. So buy Ishopnishad also. Okay. So actually, the first 4 verses of Nectar of Instructions are very important for a sadhaka. All of us are in sadhana, very sadhana bhakti stage, and we are going traversing the path of anartha nivritti. So it's very important to benchmark ourselves with the 24 elements which are given in first 4 shlokas. So every shloka contains 6 elements. Vacho, Vivekam, Mansa, Krodham, all that things. Right. So basically, the first 6 shlokas constitute of how to practice Vedi sadhana bhakti expertly, like what to do, what not to do, and how to control your senses, which senses to control, how to associate with devotees, and what do you like, how to understand different levels of devotees, and how to respect different devotees at different levels. So all these things are covered in first 5 verses, first 6 verses, right? And in the 7th verse, the glories of the holy name are covered. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sita Bhivedya Pitopatapta Rasanasya Narochikanu. So right now we don't have taste in chanting of the holy name. It is because of our disease. Just like a jaundiced person does not taste sugarcane as sweet, but as soon as the jaundice is cured, the sugarcane becomes very tasty. So similarly, as soon as our material disease is cured, we are purified from our anarthas, like immediately we will experience the taste in the holy name. And that is the essence of devotional service. That we experience that the holy name is non-different from Krishna. And then once we experience that relish, then in the 8th verse it is mentioned that how we can relish that taste constantly by chanting 24 hours a day, by contemplating and discussing about the divine name, fame, pastimes, qualities of the holy name of Krishna, and by sitting in Golok Vrindavan Dham under the guidance of a senior devotee. So this is mentioned. So these are all Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. 8th and 9th verse are Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. And in the 9th verse, it is mentioned that what are the hierarchy of spiritual places. So does anybody know which one is the highest spiritual place in this universe? Anybody remembers? Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Radha Kund.
Yeah, Radhakund. So, what all other places are mentioned? Ravi Prabhu, you want to?
No. I was saying Vaikuntha, but I think I lost the track because Vaikuntha is a different. I mean, मैं समझ गया कहाँ गलती कर रहा था. I will skip the question. If it is a multiple choice, I will skip the question.
Okay, anybody else? Like Radhakund is the highest place in the universe, but before that, Rupa Goswami is telling about other spiritual places. And Mathura is the first place. So Vaikuntha, as Ravi Prabhu said, Vaikuntha is the first place, and more than Vaikuntha is Mathura. And more than Mathura is which place? Higher than Mathura is Vrindavan. And higher than Vrindavan?
Navadip Dham, Prabhu.
Hmm?
Navadip Dham.
Navadip Dham. Jagannath Puri Dham also you take. Bro, we should You should tell from the book. We should not make like speculate ourselves. More than Vrindavan is Govardhan, and more than Govardhan is Radha. That's what is a hierarchy. Because I am asking because all these questions will come in like closed book assessment. So if you don't read, then you will not get any marks. Understood? Okay. I'm feeling very depressed by your responses. Okay, let's start the 10th verse. So 10th and 11th verse is telling about Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. Okay. कर्मेभ्य परितो हरिप्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययुर्ज्ञानिनस् तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्ति परमा प्रमेकनिष्ठास्तथा तेभ्यस्तपशुपालपङ्कजदृशस्ताभ्योऽपि साराधिका पृष्ठा तद्वदीयं तदीयसरसितामनाश्रयेत कृति. In the Shastra, it is said that of all types of workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of the higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. So, does anybody know what are the higher values of life? Yeah, it's difficult actually. I will not ask this question. So, actually, there are 5 levels of consciousness which is mentioned in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Anandmaya, Jnanmaya, Vijnanmaya, and then Anandmaya. So initially when we are born, we are only Annamaya, that there is energy in the food itself. But then slowly when our consciousness becomes advanced, we come to Pranamaya. Pranamaya means we start feeling energy in other things also. For example, deities. For example, the vibrations in a temple. For example, vibrations with a devotee when we keep Krishna in the center. For example, like I went to Mangal Aarti, like I try to go once a week. So I know like some devotees are very close to me in the temple, who are temple devotees. So as soon as they come near and sit near me, I experience some spiritual surge. So that is Pranmaya basically. And then there is Gyanmaya, Vijnanmaya. So Gyanmaya means you understand that you are not this body, you are spirit soul. And then Vijnanmaya means you realize that actually you are a spirit soul and Krishna is reciprocating with you. And finally, Anandmaya is where you realize the Satchidanand Vigraha form of the Lord. That those Madhuras and the forms of the Lord, the affection of the Lord, the Shuddha Sattva and all those things, basically the higher dynamics that you are able to taste. That is the Anandmaya. So these are higher values of life. When we serve the devotees, when we serve deities and devotees, then slowly we come to these higher values of life. Slowly, demigods will also come when we follow the standards. Demigods will come in our Mangalarti. So like this, when we experience the higher Madhura and higher rasa, those are the higher values of life. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge jnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge may take to devotional service. He is superior to the others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. So in this verse, Rupa Goswami is giving a hierarchy of people. So the first hierarchy is people who are jnanis. And among the jnanis, there are some people who are liberated, who understand that they are spirit soul and they don't have any attachment to the body. But then above the liberated are those people who have attained Krishna Prema, the pure love of Krishna. So that is the last offense also, right? To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachment. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. So if we are inattentive while chanting, then we will not attain Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema is the highest goal of life. When we chant, when we serve, when we serve devotees and other services, then we do it with love. So there are 3 levels at which we perform: out of love, out of duty, out of fear. So fear is when we just say, okay, I will be affected by sinful reaction. That's why I should offer. So like that, we are doing all the devotional activities with fear. But then there is duty, that, okay, this is my duty. I am a human being. I should worship. I should chant. I should do my occupational duty. I should have good relationship with my family members. So all this comes in the duty. And then out of love, come to Krishna and serve. So that loving relationship awakens, and that is depicted by an increased taste in chanting, increased eagerness in associating with devotees, increased eagerness to do projects for Krishna, for for extending the movement of Krishna consciousness. So these are all these things, and they will purify us and increase our pure love of Krishna. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Sri Krishna, the transcendental cowherd boy. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her Kunda lake is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as is most beloved of the gopis. So yeah, so when this love for Krishna awakens, then you are ready to do anything for Krishna. You are always dependent on him, and you are ready to sacrifice your family members. You are ready to sacrifice your time. You are ready to sacrifice your prane arthe diya vacha. Prana means your life energy. Arth means wealth. Diya means body. Vacha means your words, your speech for service of Krishna. So everything you surrender unto Krishna when that love awakens, and then that realization will become more and more strong. So you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 100 steps. So like that, we should keep taking steps towards Krishna, whether it be service or giving charity or serving the devotees. So there can be multiple kinds of services also. Like within our bhakti rickshaw, we can take up small services, and then we'll take up some big service. In that big service also, we do some small service. So the more innovation, the more innovative, the more endeavor we show to take service, the more purification we will have. So spiritual world is all about services, because we are just part and parcel of Krishna, and we are relishing Krishna in service to Krishna. Jivere Swarupe Krishnera Nityadas. So if we are behaving like a servant always, then automatically our constitutional position is always there. We are always feeling connected to Krishna. Her Kunda lake is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis. So Radha Kund is the Kunda of Radharani, and that is the most beloved to Krishna. Who then will not reside at Radha Kund and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings of Prakrita Bhava, render loving service to the divine couple Sri Sri Radha Govinda, who perform their Astakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radhakund are the most fortunate people in the universe. So we see basically in our Gaur Leela also there are devotees like Raghunath Das Goswami and all the Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Lokanath Goswami, and Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. All these Goswamis, they lived in Radhakund for a long time. And even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushan, they wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita by sitting at Radhakund. So although we ourselves, when we go to Radhakund, we might not get so much realization, but these elevated Vaishnavas, they can feel the mother rest there. It is said that the water in Radhakund is non-different from Radharani. So when you taste it, you are actually tasting the love between Radha and Krishna. So it is actually deep. So we just have to remain humble and follow the authorities, because like these spiritual masters, they are just servants of gopis of Radharani. So they are acting as they are facilitating the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And the more we follow these spiritual masters, the more accessible the glories of Radha Kund, Sham Kund, and other dham will become to us. And then we should go. We should take time out and go there, or we should invite some Rajvasi to our house for speaking. He will tell us Krishna Katha. We'll serve him. So that way also Vrindavan comes to our house also. There are multiple ways to access Vrindavan. There is Bhama Vrindavan. There are many types of Vrindavans. Yes. Okay, purport. Given by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. At the present moment, almost everyone is engaged in some kind of fruitive activity. Those who are desirous of gaining material profits by working are called karmis, or fruitive workers. So I think everybody of us wants good salary. They want to go to restaurant, have nice prasadam. So all of us come in this category that we are desiring material profit from our occupational duty. That's why we are fruitive worker, and that's why there is a some karma which is connected to that activity. And in order to purify that karma, we should give charity. Because if we use everything for our own sense gratification, then our entanglement with this material body and material world will only increase. All living entities within this material world have come under the spell of Maya. This is described in the Vishnu Puran. Vishnu Shakti Para Aprokta Kshetragyakya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sangyanya Tritiya Shaktirishyate. Sages have divided the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead into three categories, namely the spiritual energy, marginal energy, and material energy. So this we have understood Bhairanga, Antaranga, and Tatastha, right, in the first chapter only. The material energy is considered to be the third class energy, Tritiya Shakti. Those living beings within the jurisdiction of the material energy sometimes engage themselves like dogs and hogs in working very hard simply for sense gratification. So if we are just working for our own selfish purpose, then we are just acting like dogs and hogs. Because this sense gratification, not only in this body but in other animal bodies also, it is very easily accessible. And charity, basically, like it's not necessary to earn a lot of money to give charity. Like 10,000 rupees, I'll earn, then only I'll give 1,000 rupees. If you are earning 100 rupees, then also you can give 10 rupees. So that is the principle. For example, if you take example of Kolavecha Sridhar. So Kolavecha Sridhar was a devotee in Gaur Leela who was very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So why was he dear? Anybody has heard about Kolavecha Sridhar? Prabjit, Prabhu or Pragyanataji?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Kolavecha Sridhar was a devotee who was residing on the banks of river Yamuna. And what he used to do is he used to sell banana leaves for his living. So, so whatever money he used to get by selling the banana leaves, half of the money he used to use to uh, worship Yamuna, because he was residing on the bank of Yamuna. And with the half of the money, he used to make his thatched roof. And there also, like the water was dripping, the roof was not very good, and he was managing some food also from the banana leaves and everything. And Chitan Mahaprabhu used to come to his thatched roof and say, "Oh, you are having feast alone? I will also have." So he used to snatch some food from his hand. So like that, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whosoever he used to hug, everybody which used to attain Krishna Prema and used to experience ecstatic emotions. So that same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's making jokes with Kolavecha Sridhar, who is not earning anything, who is just like selling banana leaves, and half of it he is giving in charity. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes this type of detachment, this dependence on Krishna for our material maintenance, right? So then only our love will increase for Krishna. Otherwise, if we are so much attached to our body, to our subtle body, to our insecurities, then where will Krishna enter? Already there is so many things in the heart which will not let us experience Krishna in our heart. So unless we open our hearts to Krishna, unless we sacrifice some voluntary things for Krishna, he will not he will not be able to take us to the next level. Okay. So those living beings within the jurisdiction of the material energies sometimes engage themselves like dogs and hogs in working very hard simply for sense gratification. However, in this life or after executing pious activities in the next life, some karmis become strongly attracted to performing various kinds of sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. So now basically, Prabhupada is telling about different levels of people. One is the pure karmi. So he will go to hell because he's not having he's not doing any task towards Krishna. The next is a person who become interested in executing pious activities. So thus, on the strength of their past merit, they are elevated to heavenly planets. Actually, those who perform sacrifices strictly according to Vedic injunctions are elevated to the moon and planets above the moon, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.21, Shine Punye Martalokam Vishanti. After exhausting the results of their so-called past activities, they again return to the earth, which is called Martalokam, the place of death. Although such persons may be elevated to the heavenly planets by their past activities, and although they may enjoy life there for many thousands of years, they nonetheless must return to this planet when the results of their past activities are exhausted. So even piety is not permanent. Piety can take you to planets like Moon Planet and other heavenly Swargaloka, but that transfer to Swargaloka is also temporary. There also you will get a material body which will be full of miseries, dukhalyam ashashvatam, right? Janma mrityu jara vyadi will be there also in that Sargaloka. Brahma Bhuna Loka. That verse is there. Now that these miseries are there in all the 14 planetary systems. You can get rid of these miseries only when you go to Vaikuntha Loka. So for going to Vaikuntha, you have to do bhakti activities. You have to cultivate pure devotional service. So piety is something lower, and because of which we are like doing these cycles. We go to Swargaloka and we enjoy sense gratification according to the piety, and when the fruits of piety are exhausted, we come back to the earth. Okay. So yeah, yes, bro, good, Ravi, bro.
प्रभु जी एक चीज पूछनी थी, जब
Yes.
हम कैंटो 1 पढ़ते हैं, मतलब समवेयर इन भगवत दिस थिंग श्रीमद् भागवत,
Srimad
तो
Bhagavatam.
उस या श्रीमद् भागवतम, तो उसमें जो स्पिरिचुअल लोक है, उसमें इट सेज देयर इज अ होल स्पिरिचुअल लोक एंड अबव दैट इज वैकुंठा. ठीक है, मैं उस एंगल से आंसर कर रहा था उस क्वेश्चन को कि वहां पे भी कहीं मेंशन नहीं है कि गोवर्धन है कि मथुरा है. इट जस्ट सेज द टॉप मोस्ट place where Krishna resides is Vaikuntha, which is part of the spiritual lok, which is probably 3/4 of the whole creation. Because this creation, our dark creation or our material creation, is probably 1/4 of the whole creation, if I am
Yes,
able to
bro.
remember the facts correctly.
Correct,
Right?
correct.
तो मैं उस
Yes.
एंगल से जवाब दे रहा था. बट जब आपने बोला कि हमारे ऊपर के लोकों में वैकुंठा भी है, मथुरा भी है, वृंदावन भी है और वो राधा कुंड भी है, तो देन आई गॉट कंफ्यूज्ड कि ये हम किस एंगल से बता रहे.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, that's a very good topic and important topic. So actually, bro, Vaikuntha is the bare minimum where we have Ashwarya and Rasiras, right? And above Vaikuntha, there is Golok Vrindavan, where there is Madhur Ras. So even in Rasas, there is a hierarchy. So in the starting, there is Shant Ras, which is the lowest, and then there is Dasi Ras. Then after that, there is Vatsalya Ras and what is the Sakya Ras. Vatsalya, Sakya, and Madhurya, they are in Golok Vrindavan. So above Vaikuntha, so actually these places, Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka, these are not normal material places in the material world. These are actually the holy places themselves manifesting here. So actually you can go to Dwarka and experience that like vibrations of Aishwarya Bhav. So there is a hierarchy, bro. And in Nectar of Devotion, we will read, I think that is the last unit for our Bhakti Shastri. There we will read that how all the qualities in Mother Rasa, basically it encompasses all the other rasas. So like this, you can share that reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. So generally there is Krishna and there is this spiritual effulgence which is coming out of his body. Okay, so spiritual effulgence is not actual spiritual world. There are people who want to emerge, who want to merge into that spiritual effulgence. But when you go inside the spiritual effulgence, then you see the surface of Krishna's body. When you go even you experience the forms of Krishna. So there, like even more like intense rasas. Then you go to Vrindavan and Mathura and Govardhan. Okay, bro. There is this chart also is there, right? Anybody remembers this? I'm forgetting the name of that chart. Brahmajyoti chart or something is there where these hierarchies are given. That like how we can go from Swargaloka, from 14 planetary system towards Vaikuntha, and then even beyond to Golok Vrindavan. And then there
Okay,
is
Prabhu.
Lakshmi, right? Yeah, yeah. It's very detailed, Prabhu. It's very complicated. So
I have not gone through that nectar of devotion thing.
yeah, yeah. So this chart, maybe we can. I'll gift you that chart. Maybe we'll meet this time. Now, yeah, I'll gift you that chart. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Fine. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for that question. So yeah, these are deeper topics. Good question. Deeper questions. So who would like to read next paragraph? Prabjit, you want to read? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This is the position of all karmis, uh, including those who are act piously and those who act impiously. On this planet, we find many businessmen, politicians, and others who are simply interested in material happiness. They attempt to earn money by all means, not considering whether such means are pious or impious. Such people are called karmis or gross materialists. Among the karmis are karmis, people who act without the guidance of Vedic knowledge. Those who act on the basis of Vedic knowledge perform sacrifices for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu to receive benedictions from him. In this way, they are elevated to higher planetary systems. Such karmis are superior to the vikarmis, for they are faithful to the directions of the Vedas and are certainly dear to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita 14.11, Krishna says, the screen is not visible to me.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
you
Prabhuji,
should read
it's
on the book.
yes.
Read
Krishna
from.
says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamas tathaiva bhajamayam. In whatever one way one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. Krishna is so kind that he fulfills the desire of the karmis and jnanis, not to speak of the bhaktas, although the karmis are sometimes elevated to higher planetary system as long as they remain attached to the fruitive activities. They must accept new material bodies after death. If one acts piously, he can attain a new body among the demigods in the higher planetary systems, or he may attain some other position in which he can enjoy a higher standard of material happiness. On the other hand, those who are engaged in impious activities are degraded and take birth as animals, trees, and plants. Thus, those fruitive actors who do not care for the Vedic directions, the karmis, are not appreciated by learned, saintly persons as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam
Oh, yes.
5.5.4.
Yes, bro. Yes. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I interrupted you abruptly, but I didn't mean to. But yeah, there are some points in this paragraph. So actually, Prabhupada is saying that although one may be Jnani, one may be Karmi, one may be Bhakti Yogi, but Krishna is reciprocating with every one of us at his level. For example, Karmi wants to enjoy the fruits, whatever he is earning. So Krishna lets him do that. And if there are Jnanis who wants to basically realize Krishna within the knowledge, then Krishna lets him do that. And Bhakti Yogi, he is exclusively sacrificing everything for Krishna just to increase the devotion. Then that person becomes very dear to Krishna. है ना? समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेषस्ति न प्रिया ये भजन्ति तुमाम भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चापयम्. So Krishna says, although like I am equal to everyone, samoham sarvabhuteshu न मे द्वेषस्ति, he doesn't envy anybody and nobody is dear to him. And in the very next line, he says, "Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayi teteshu chapam." So, but the person who performs devotion, that becomes very very dear to me. So that is the real equality. That according to the disposition of the heart, Krishna is reciprocating, and that's how we should also deal with other people also. Okay. So this means of earning also should be pious. and then what you do with what you are earning, that also matters. So recently we were having this discussion that these days in Kali Yuga, every means of earning is impious. How to spiritualize it, how to connect it with Krishna. So this point came, and like generally they were saying, if you are earning a lot of money, 10% you give to Krishna, then even impious money can also be connected to Krishna. But yeah, like there are always gray, and these discussions are always gray. Hmm. So this is the difference between, and Prabhupada is also talking about a difference between impious activities and pious activities. So if you do pious activities, you will go to higher planets, and if you go to impious activities, then you go to lower bodies like animals, trees, and plants. Okay? And pious activities also should be done according to the direction of Vedas. Then we will be called a proper karmi. Otherwise, we will be weaker. So basically, like making factories for making cold drinks and uncle chips. All these are vikarma activities because these are outside the paradigm of Vedic injunctions. So in that way, basically all of our companies are vikarmis only. But if you are a teacher or you are in government job, then relatively it is. But the government is also not following Vedic rules and regulations. So then it is difficult actually. But somehow we have the grace of our founder Acharya and the society given by him, so we can use that to connect our occupational duty with the ISKCON society. Okay. So as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yadandriya pritaya pranoti na sadhu manne yatatmano yam asannapi kleshada hasadeha. Materialists who work hard like dogs and hogs simply for sense gratification are actually mad. They simply perform all kinds of abominable activities simply for sense gratification. Materialistic activities are not at all worthy of an intelligent man, for as a result of such activities, one gets a material body which is full of misery. So there is one more verse, right? We read Prabhupada quotes it in the first verse purport. Dharmo yato bhakti rupsre pad ahituki apradhyata yayatma suprasidati savai punsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhoksre. So basically, our occupational duty should be like that. It should not increase our sense gratification, but it should increase our taste in hearing and chanting. So, for example, now we have good platform for doing hearing, for chanting, and even for other Brahmanical projects. It is there, but how much you are able to contribute to it, how much eagerness you have to contribute to that will occupational duty which will increase that eagerness to connect with Krishna. That is required. So that will help you to advance further towards Krishna. So I'm not remembering this verse, Shrame Vihi Kevalam. So that is now Utpadye Ratim, Shrame Vihi Kevalam. So something like that. This is the second line of that verse. Anybody remembers first canto, second chapter, Bhagavatam? And there is this verse also, Dharmasya hi apavargasya nartharthaya apakalpate narthasya dharmekantasya kamulabhaya hi smrita. All occupational engagements, dharma, are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service, dharma, should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. So the occupational duty should be meant for ultimate liberation, because Krishna, ultimately we are all Krishna's sons, also, right? So Krishna has sent us to this material world. He will arrange our all the basic necessities. We should have that faith, and then Krishna arranges if we perform Vedic rules and regulations properly. So we can do one activity here. We can discuss that what sort of occupational duty we are doing, and You have to tell whether it's a pious or impious activity, and how you are connecting that to Krishna. Well, okay, so one I'll mention here. So whether it is impious or it is pious or impious. You connecting with Krishna. What incremental steps will you take to make it more Krishnized? Okay. Yeah, so basically, this is an activity where you have to tell your thoughts that whatever you are doing, occupational duty, how you will connect to Krishna, and how you will use your occupational duty to attain ultimate liberation. So let's take 1 minute, and then you can raise your hand after 1 minute. And even you can tell about your vision. So 20 years down the line, what you would like to do, so that you are fully Krishna conscious. This is a lot to do what we are discussing these days. So I thought we should do that today. Oh, Ravi Brahma also left. Okay, not spend so much time listening. So I think in this case, I will share my journey. So, like I was in Minnesota when I met with devotees. I was single, I was bachelor. So there I came into contact with a very expert Vaishnava. I learned Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, Bhagavad Gita from him. And slowly, I absorbed these principles of Brahmanical life, a life dedicated to Guru and Guru Sadhu and Shastra, right? And then these principles that if you have full faith in Krishna, then Krishna will give you whatever you need. So this money concept was taken away actually. Previously, I was thinking that it's very important to earn money. It's indeed important now also, right? So anywhere you are living, you have to do some service for the society. And if you are doing that service, then the society will support you. So once I got good understanding, good fundamentals, good backbone in US, then I came back to India, and then I came in contact with ISKCON very very actively. So I got connected to ISKCON. I was working in software, so I was a very regular visitor to the temple. So in the temple, I used to do service, and I used to do so whatever I was earning in software, I used to give 10%. Not 10% in starting. I think it was only 3-4%. But devotees were very happy. I was living with devotees in base, so devotees were very happy that I was contributing to the preaching also, and I am donating also. So like that, slowly, I got connected to senior devotees who are Guru Maharaj's personal servants. And then I started receiving guidance from them, started receiving mercy from them. So slowly, then I entered Grahast Ashram. And then we became more committed because my wife is also very committed to Prabhupada. So we became more committed in our donations, in our yatras. So like this basically this commitment to senior Vaishnavas and to ISKCON, to services in ISKCON, that grew for us. And like in last 4 years, we have started these sessions also, where other people are also getting benefited through us. So this is the biggest way to get mercy of Krishna. When we give mercy of Krishna to others, then Krishna gives us more mercy. So that is how like it happens in the spiritual world. When you distribute spiritual knowledge, the spiritual knowledge increases more and more. And your taste for taste and eagerness for hearing and chanting about Krishna increases. And when you give in charity, your detachment from your wealth also increases. So ultimately, we have to stay on the spiritual conception of life, and that is all about material attachments, detachments. So when you make a statement to Krishna, okay, I give this to you, and I am materially detached. So then Krishna says, okay, now I will give you some spiritual opulence. So that spiritual opulence is this taste in holy name, and he will give us time to chant the holy name. That is all arranged by Krishna. Like everybody doesn't get 2 hours for chanting the holy name. Whoever is getting right now, it is all grace of Krishna and devotees. So slowly, when our bhakti credits increase, then we get the opportunity to chant the holy name, to associate with devotees. And even to hear Bhagavatam together, it takes actually so many births. Like somebody was telling me that the people who are hearing Bhagavatam together in the association of devotees, especially from a pure devotee, that is very special. Like one should be very grateful to all the devotees and to the pure devotees, because these opportunities they come after a lot of many lifetimes. So as we know that everybody is not able to do, right, because of their basically their lack of piety and their lack of time management. Because when our piety increases, when our bhakti credits increase, then Krishna takes charge of us. Krishna makes manages time for us. We don't need to manage the time. Krishna will manage the time because our consciousness will elevate. So like that, actually, we have to see that how we are advancing, elevating our consciousness, and how we are increasing our bhakti credits. And yeah, like I think my means of earning is impious. Like it's not very pious because in software industry, mostly the heads are beefeaters only. So I would be frank in that area. But still, like it gives a means to connect with Krishna, so that like even these temples and all also need Lakshmi to run, right? Although the inflation will grow in the if I like if people like me keep working in this sector and earning money, right? But at least like we can dovetail some part of what we are earning towards service to Krishna. Yeah. Okay. What incremental and incremental steps we are taking? Like we are trying to increase our preaching. We are trying to increase our, we are trying any some Varnashrama project or school project. So all these are incremental steps only. And slowly, slowly, when we become connected to Krishna, when we donate, and then we can come to Brahmanical occupational duty also. Yes, Prabhu, you go ahead, Prabhu. You want to share your occupational duty?
No, no.
Yes,
Hello.
Prabhu. First, we have to share this whether your occupational duty analysis.
No, no. I missed a few minutes because I got disconnected. So I just
Okay.
joined. Probably I missed what the conversation was going on. So probably I missed it.
Yeah, so basically, like in this purport, Prabhupada is talking about how our occupational duty can be pious or impious. And depending on the nature of the occupational duty, there can be various destinies. So ultimately, but our ultimate aim should be that through the occupational duty, we should attain liberation. So my question to all of you was that how do you see your present occupational duty? How is it helping you in Krishna consciousness? So I think it's a little bit difficult question. So I explained my version that how I am trying to go towards Krishna through my occupational duty. So occupational duty is a very beautiful means through which you can cultivate Krishna consciousness and then expand, propagate Krishna consciousness also.
Yeah, Prabhu, but I have a small question.
Yes.
As we say that in our path of Krishna consciousness, we should do the four prohibitive things, right? No meeting, no eating, no intoxication, no
Or
illicit
regulative.
sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, four regulative principles. And the fourth one is no gambling. Okay.
Mm.
So when I invest in stocks or when I invest in mutual funds and related stuff, is it gambling?
Yeah, Prabhu, that's a good question actually. And like generally, devotees don't want to invest in all those things. Devotees are very happy with whatever Krishna is giving, and he is not unnecessarily endeavoring to expand his money. So whatever, so mutual fund, I think the if the interest rate is constant, then it is not gambling. Like you are just putting it somewhere and the it is giving you some constant return. So gambling is when your mind is always there. Oh, today it will increase 50%. Yesterday it was 20%. Tomorrow, if I invest here, it will be 30%. So if your mind, if your consciousness is always like that, that is in a gambling mode, basically.
Right, right.
So we have to
Mhm.
understand it consciousness wise actually.
Right, Prabhu, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And if we invest and we like we forget, okay, like let Krishna take care. Like we should not too much focus on the like always if we are thinking, okay, now so this I'll read you that verse. There is a verse in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita which shows the like demoniac materials. This is a good topic actually.
I was confused because I thought maybe I've got little money right now. How do I get it appreciated? So this question comes in my mind that people are normally investing with some money. They invest in stocks or mutual fund and blah 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 with varying degrees of returns.
Yeah, you can go for, I'm telling you, na, ki where the returns is constant, you can go because then your mind will not be troubled too much. Like, okay, this much
Hmm.
return I'm getting. Otherwise, your mind will always be thinking, okay, like stocks might increase 50%
हाँ
or so.
हाँ, सारा दिन डैशबोर्ड खोल के बैठे रहेंगे कि वो ऊपर जा रहा है नीचे जा रहा है, वो जो डीमैट अकाउंट का डैशबोर्ड होते हैं. हाँ.
Exactly, exactly.
राइट प्रभु.
Yeah, so we can read these words actually. Yeah, Ravi Prabhu, you want to read this verse? This is 16 chapter 13 to 15 verse.
Okay. uh, the demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today and I will gain more according to my scheme. So much is mine now and will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy and I have to kill him, and any other enemies will also be killed. I am the lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. ओके प्रभु, इनमें से तो मेरे पास इतना ज्यादा नहीं है जितना बोला गया है.
हाँ मतलब इट्स ओके, मैं आपको पर्सनली कुछ नहीं कह रहा. मतलब मैं आपको बस बता रहा हूँ कि ऐसे डेमोनियक क्वालिटीज होती हैं जिसमें हमें लगता है कि हम कितने बड़े हैं और हमारी जो प्लान्स हैं पैसा कमाने के वो हमारे बहुत फ्रक्टिफाई हो जाए, बहुत सारा पैसा हम कमा लें, उसके बाद हमारे रिलेटिव्स भी बहुत अमीर हैं, हम उन पे रिलाई कर लें और इतने लोगों को जीत लें. तो ये सारी कंट्रोलर मेंटालिटी है ये सब. मतलब
पर प्रभु,
certain-
सैक्रिफाइसेस भी हो रहा है इसमें, सैक्रिफाइस भी कर रहे हैं, चैरिटी भी दे रहे हैं, तो थोड़ी अच्छी चीजें भी कर रहे हैं.
लेकिन वो भी प्राइड से कर रहे हैं. वो कह रहे हैं कि मैं
हम्म
इतना बड़ा हूँ, मेरे प्लान्स के हिसाब से मैं सैक्रिफाइस करूंगा, मैं चैरिटी करूंगा. मतलब देयर इज अ प्राइड इन्वॉल्व. मतलब उनका
ओके.
खुद का प्लान है ना. मतलब दे आर नॉट डिपेंडिंग ऑन एनी अदर डिवोटी, दे आर नॉट डिपेंडिंग ऑन द मर्सी ऑफ गुरु. सो
ओके.
दिस, या सो दिस इज इग्नोरेंस. मतलब that's today morning lecture also Maharaj mentioned this only, amanitvam adambitvam. Somehow we have to come to humility. So unless humility is there, we will not advance in Krishna consciousness.
True प्रभु, true, true,
And
true.
yeah, humility will come when we will do voluntary sacrifices for Krishna, like donating money for Krishna. Because there is a subtle effect. Like the more money you have in bank account, there is for sure a subtle effect. So the less money you have, it is better actually. If you are hand to mouth, that is better.
Yeah, so I'm the best now.
Yeah. Yes, Ravi, yes. But you should have some service also with you. That is also important for
Yeah,
your.
yeah, true प्रभु, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah, mind should be engaged, and then Krishna will provide whatever you service you are doing according to that for you.
True प्रभु, true.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing. I mean, this is exactly you are good at getting at the right point at Bhagavad Gita, where I was asking and you got me to the right point. Although the magnitude is different, but it's okay.
Yeah, all glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guru, I am looking for people like you who are more eager to learn these things and to apply them in daily life, because nobody is interested to apply actually. If we tell them you give 10% of your income to ISKCON, they will run away actually.
True, very true, very true.
But indirectly, that will help them to chant 16 rounds if they have faith.
Yeah, 10%. So I don't know, but I've been like spending 1,000 or whatever salary I was getting, around 1,000, 1,500, 1,500. I was always keeping for Krishna. तो जब भी ISKCON जाता था मैं वहां डाल देता था, ISKCON में नोएडा में. उतना मैं कर लेता था. हालांकि उससे ज्यादा अमाउंट बढ़ा नहीं पाया मैं. 1,000, 1,500 पर मंथ था.
Hey, that is very good actually. मतलब एक discipline आता है ना कि certain amount of things are for Krishna only. So that cultivates that detachment और फिर आप you will be able to chant very nicely actually. तो वो एक कनेक्शन भी आता है भगवान से उस
प्रभु, जिन मंथ में सैलरी नहीं मिलती ना, अगर जॉब नहीं होती तो मैं नहीं देता हूँ, तो कृष्णा पे भी उल्टा प्रेशर होता है टू पुट मी बैक इन द जॉब.
करेक्ट. वही है ना. मतलब जो हमारा जो कनेक्ट है वो वन साइडेड नहीं, वो टू साइडेड है.
हाँ, उनको भी लगता है कि इसको जॉब दिला दो, नहीं तो मेरे पास कुछ नहीं आएगा.
मतलब कुछ नहीं
हरे
आएगा
कृष्णा,
मतलब.
हरे कृष्णा.
मतलब ultimately everything belongs to Krishna, but yeah, मतलब if this
Absolutely,
devotee
absolutely. I'm just
properly
joking.
then more service can be done for the movement. Yeah.
पूरी दुनिया की भी ऑपुलेंस इज नथिंग एज व्हाट ही हैज गॉट. वो तो हमारे लिए, वो जैसे माँ बाप खुश हो जाते हैं, बच्चा छोटा सा चॉकलेट भी दे दे पिताजी को, तो हम तो वही है. हम क्या कर सकते हैं? पुष्पम पुष्पम पत्रम वाला थिंग है.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else who wants to talk about occupational duty? This is very, or will continue. Nobody else wants to talk? Like, or nobody understood what we discussed? Prabjit Prabhu, you want to share anything? चलो कोई बात नहीं.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Yes, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी इतना तो नहीं है, थोड़ा बहुत है. जैसे कि प्रभु जी अभी क्या हुआ था, पिछले आई थिंक इन 2023 इन मंथ ऑफ नवंबर, तो
हम्म,
कैंपस से मेरे एक मेल आया था जॉब के लिए, तो उसमें मैंने इंटरव्यू जाके दिया, तो वहाँ सिलेक्शन भी होता। तो वो अब प्रभु जी क्या था, वो अप्रेंटिस थी 1 महीने की।
हम्म,
तो उसमें मतलब क्या हुआ, तो अभी क्या होता है प्रभु जी, अप्रेंटिस में हम पोर्टल में रजिस्टर करते हैं। तो एक्चुअली मेरी अप्रेंटिस पहले 2018 में एक कंपनी से हुई थी। तो वहाँ पे कुछ इश्यू आया, मतलब सब कुछ हो गया था, डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन भी हो गया था, जॉइनिंग डेट भी आ गई थी। इन द लास्ट उन्होंने कहा आपका अप्रेंटिस ऑलरेडी रजिस्टर है नेट्स पोर्टल पे गवर्नमेंट में, तो आपकी अप्रेंटिस नहीं होगी। तो उसमें क्या हुआ प्रभु जी, एक पापा भी मतलब उन्हें बताया कि सिलेक्शन हो गया है करके। तो उसके 2-4 दिन बाद ऐसा हुआ, तो ऐसा हो गया। तो पहले तो मेरे को थोड़ा बुरा लगा कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ, हम बहुत टाइम से ट्राई कर रहे थे। लेकिन फिर धीरे-धीरे जब मेरे को यहाँ पे बीएचएल में मेरी अप्रेंटिस आई, और यहाँ पे सारा मेरे को लगा कि यहाँ पर भी वही दिक्कत आई थी जो वहाँ पे आई थी। लेकिन
हम्म,
यहाँ पे ऐसा ही नहीं हुआ, यहाँ पे बिल्कुल उल्टा हुआ। यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्या हुआ, कृष्णा ने मतलब ऐसी कृपा करी कि यहाँ पे एकदम से जो जॉइनिंग प्रोसेस था वो एकदम एकदम होता गया। और वहाँ
हम्म,
पे जा अगर मैं जाता, वो दूसरी सिटी में था, तो वहाँ पे
हम्म,
जाता मेरे को इतना पे भी नहीं कर रहे थे, और मेरा टाइम मैं भक्ति में भी नहीं दे पाता। तो यहाँ पे बिल्कुल उल्टा होके उन्होंने मेरी अब जॉब टाइमिंग जो है वो 8 से 3:30 रहती है। तो मुझे चैंटिंग के लिए भी टाइम मिल जाता है, और बाद में क्लासेस के लिए भी टाइम मिल जाता है। तो फिर मुझे पता लगा कि हाँ, वो चीज़ मेरे लिए सही नहीं थी, इसलिए वो मेरा कृष्णा ने उसमें मतलब
वेरी नाइस प्रभु, वेरी नाइस। क्या हुआ, आपका आवाज चला गया क्या?
मुझे आवाज़ नहीं आ रही।
हाँ प्रभु, आप कह रहे थे कि मतलब ऐसे 8 to 3:30 आपका टाइमिंग्स है, तो उसमें आप सब कुछ कर पाते हो। तो
हाँ जी
कृष्णा की
प्रभु,
स्पेशल रेसिप्रोकेशन आपकी। हाँ।
हाँ जी, सुबह चैंटिंग भी हो जाती है 7 बजे तक। और फिर शाम को लगता था कि अगर टाइमिंग थोड़ी लेट तक रहेगी तो क्लासेस शायद ना दे पाऊँ, लेकिन क्लासेस भी अच्छे से मैनेज हो जाती है।
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing this amazing, loving reciprocation of Krishna with you. So Krishna knows best for us. Ki what this devotee needs. We might not know what is best for us. So whatever situation Ravi Prabhu has been put in, I am. So I also recently what happened. Yeah, I was in a team for last 2 years. Like a lot of these 10 hours of work, and there is a lot of money involved. A lot of these situations have been narrated. I have to make. According to our heart, Krishna moves the material configuration. So that is very important. So that shows your sincerity, Prabhuji Prabhu's sincerity, that Krishna is arranging in advance situations so that you can practice devotional service nicely. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing that. And many, like in our college also, I used to experience these things. Yeah. Anybody else? So it can be these simple things. It need not be like a lot of monetary things, but simple reciprocations of Krishna are very relishable actually. So today I went to temple. So yesterday I took Raj Bhoga, 2 plates. So I took Raj Bhoga because I'm right now alone in Bangalore. So today I went to temple. I didn't get any prasada. So I think they might be saying that yesterday you ate a lot of prasada. Your quota is over, and now you just manage yourself. You cook or whatever. So like this, Krishna has given a quota for each one of us. And if we are sincere, then he will expand that quota. If we engage that quota in Krishna's service, then that quota will be expanded by Krishna. Yeah. Yes,
या
Prabhu.
या प्रभु जी, एक छोटी सी चीज और शेयर करता हूँ, डिफरेंस बिटवीन कृष्णा एंड एनी डेमी गॉड, राइट। तो मैं एक बार माता जी से बात कर रहा था, जो जो मुझे इस लाइन में लाई है, जो मेरा फ्रेंड एक्सटेंसिव है, उसकी मदर पिछले 40-50 साल से शी इज अ वेरी वेरी सीरियस वैष्णवा। तो वो मुझे बता रही थी कि देखो, जो हम मांगते हैं, जो भी
Hmm.
हम मांगते हैं वर्ल्डली थिंग, वो मुझे शिव जी भी दे देंगे, और गणेशा भी दे देंगे, कोई भी डेमिगॉड दे देंगे, बिकॉज दे डोंट सी लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव। अगर मुझे अभी उन्होंने 1 लाख रुपए दे दिया, शिव जी ने आके, मैंने मांगा, उन्होंने दे दिया, और 10 कदम आगे चोर ने मेरे से वो छीन लिया 1 लाख रुपए, तो उसमें शिव जी की कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है। क्योंकि उनको आगे का पता हो ना पता हो, बट वो उन्होंने जो आपने मांगा उन्होंने दे दिया, तथास्तु, खत्म हो गई बात, वो 1 लाख रुपए चले गए और आपको ऑब्लिगेशन भी हो गया। बट कृष्णा विल नॉट गिव यू बिकॉज ही नोज कि आपको 1 लाख रुपए या आपके पास जो भी आप मांग रहे हो वो आपका लॉन्ग टर्म नहीं चलेगा, या उससे आपकी गलत इफेक्ट्स होंगे। तो ही थिंक्स इन अ रियल लॉन्ग टर्म वे, होलिस्टिक वे। दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कृष्णा एंड एनी डेमिगॉड हु इज गिविंग यू द फ्रूट्स।
Yes, Prabhu, yes. So this is very important what you are saying. So basically, Krishna, he knows what is best for us, and
Yeah,
when we
exactly.
perform
He knows.
devotion to Krishna, then basically he might take his own time. For example, if you want to marry a good devotee, Krishna might take 5 years to arrange a good devotee because he wants to see
Right.
your purification and disposition of heart also. And there is a
Hmm.
story of Bhasmasura also. Like immediately to that demon, Lord Shiva gave him the benediction
Hmm. Right, right.
for being that person. So yeah, so that's why we should worship Krishna and not other demigods, because then we'll go to Krishna, we'll go to Vaikuntha by like Krishna will purify us nicely, and we'll go back to God. Okay.
True, Prabhu. True, true, true.
And sometimes we might experience things are becoming difficult, then we should take guidance, because Krishna is not straight, right? Krishna is bent at three places. So once you say that I want to come to you, Krishna will test you left, right, and center. So that might be a little bit painful also. He might extract your false ego, he might extract all the conditioning, so it might be a little bit painful, just like an open heart surgery, right? Like if some extract is there which is deposited, then when the doctor takes it from with the scalp, that deposit, then it pains a little bit. So similarly, when anartha nivritti happens, there might be some inconvenience, some pain is there, but it is for good, for our long term welfare. So that is the essence of spiritual life actually. Our trajectory is facilitated by those pains. We become more and more clean. Krishna takes away all those impurities.
प्रभु जी एक क्वेश्चन है, पर्सनल है, थोड़ा सा पर्सनल, मतलब फॉर एनी डिवोटी, कि जैसे आई केम इनटू दिस पाथ एज कृष्णा सेज 4 टाइप ऑफ पीपल कम टू मी इन चैप्टर 7, राइट? तो आई केम बिकॉज ऑफ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स इन माय लाइफ एंड ऑल दैट, राइट? दैट इज द फर्स्ट कैटेगरी। वो जो संस्कृत मुझे याद नहीं है कौन सा श्लोक है, वो 4 तरह के लोग आते हैं मेरे पास। हाँ, तो जैसे आप हो या मैं अभी इस्कॉन नोएडा में मैं कई यंगस्टर्स से मिला था हु आर 30-35 एज। वन ऑफ देम वाज इन नेवी, आई मीन मर्चेंट नेवी, अर्निंग वेल, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा है, पूरी दुनिया में घूमते हैं, पैसा भी बहुत है। बट ही ऑल्सो केम इनटू इस्कॉन। सो आई ही सेड, पता है क्या है, उस सब में हमें कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा था। वी वर लाइक कंप्लीटली फुल ऑफ वाइन, बियर, घूमना पूरी दुनिया को। बट देन तो आई एम, माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट ये ये क्या फीलिंग्स होती हैं लोगों की जो कृष्णा में आते हैं? बिकॉज फॉर मी इट वॉज पेन, and why this pain to me, and then I got into what is the objective of life or who am I. But what is the other feelings, or I don't know about you, कि आप इस लाइन में आए तो is it the pain वाला method, or is it like a inquisitiveness or the inquiry about all these mundane things are mundane and there's something more? That is the question.
Yes, Prabhu, yes. Yes, Prabhu, some submission is required when you ask the question, because that will maintain the consciousness of other students also. So basically, there's not new question, this standard question. We'll complete these verses, then I'll answer this question. Okay. So one should therefore be eager to understand the science of the soul, Atma Tattva, unless one comes to the platform of Atma Tattva, by which one understands that the soul and not the body is oneself. One remains on the platform of ignorance. Out of thousands and even millions of ignorant people who are wasting their time simply gratifying their senses, on the platform of knowledge and understand higher values of life. Such a person is called a Jnani. So the Jnani knows that fruitive activities will bind him to material existence and cause him to transmigrate from one kind of body to another, as indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam by the term Sharir Bandha, bound to bodily existence as long as one maintains any conception of sense enjoyment. His mind will be absorbed in karma, fruitive activity, and this will oblige him to transmigrate from one body to another. So yeah, so basically, one who is inquisitive, he is a Jnani, because he has natural inquisitiveness to know about Krishna. He has a natural inquisitiveness to read things, to inquire about Krishna. So he can find Krishna within that inquiry. And basically, Prabhupada is saying that so Sharir Bandha, we have colorings of the mind because of which we are bound to act for fruitive results. And as long as we keep acting on these fruitive tendencies, then it will force us to transmigrate from one body to another. And that is because of the inclinations and colorings of the mind. Okay. So indirectly, the answer to your question is like it. So there can be like you can read that verse Chaturveda Vajanti Mam Jana Sukrita Arjuna, and yeah, everybody is looking for happiness, right? Like nobody gets full happiness in like whatever material happiness he goes. Like suppose there is a elephant. Elephant can enjoy 1 ton of food, but you cannot enjoy. You cannot enjoy 1 ton of food. You can enjoy only one plate of food. Like beyond one plate, you will not be able to enjoy. So there is a quota. And when they understand, okay, like we are trying to enjoy 10 plates instead of one plate and we are not able to enjoy, then it means there is something somewhere else where we can enjoy 10 plates. So then they come to Krishna and Krishna makes them enjoy 10 plates. So right now your piety is not so much that you are able to enjoy Krishna consciousness so much, but their piety might be so much because they have basically a lot of pious credit. So immediately they are able to feel Krishna consciousness. And Krishna consciousness is like a storehouse of rasas. Like you are able to enjoy so much. So that's why immediately they come here because here there is infinite enjoyment. There you can enjoy only a certain amount only, and that is also not real enjoyment. That is illusory enjoyment. So all these factors are there. We are anandamaya bhyasat, right? As living entities, we are seeking pleasure. Yeah. So anybody wants to read from here? Oh, sorry, from here. Yeah, who was used. Bharti Mata, yes, correct.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thus, a jnani is considered superior to a karmi because he at least refrains from blind activities of sense enjoyment. This is the verdict of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, although a jnani may be liberated from the ignorance of the karmis, unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, he is still considered to be in ignorance, avidya. Although one may be accepted as a jnani or one advanced in knowledge, his knowledge is considered impure because he has no information of devotional service and thus neglects the direct worship of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a jnani takes to a devotional service, he rapidly becomes superior to an ordinary jnani. Such an advanced person is described as Gyan Vimukta Bhakti Param. How a jnani takes to devotional service is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, wherein Krishna says,
I told you to read till this only. You can skip rest. Okay. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So after many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Actually, a person is wise when he surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna, but such a Mahatma great soul is very rare. So actually, we should surrender. We should surrender to our family members. Like when they make demands, we should surrender. We should become humble, and immediately, like the situation will change. Because how will we surrender to Krishna unless we surrender to our near and dear ones? So the lesser we act on our false ego, the more humble we become, the more easy our life will be. After taking to devotional service under the regulative principles, a person may come to the platform of spontaneous love of Godhead, following in the footsteps of great devotees like Narada, Sanaka, and Sanatana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, when recognizes him to be superior, the devotees who have developed love of Godhead are certainly in an exalted position. So basically, when we keep practicing Vedi sadhana bhakti under the guidance of senior devotees, then slowly we'll come to the Raganuga bhakti. And we might experience what Narada, Sanaka, and Sanatana are also experiencing. So yeah, Pragya Mataji, you want to read this?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All these devotees, the gopis are recognized as superior because they do not know about other than satisfying Krishna, nor do the devotees expect any return from Krishna. Indeed, sometimes Krishna puts them into extreme suffering by separating himself from them. Nonetheless, they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura, the gopis became most dejected and spent the rest of their lives simply crying in separation from Krishna. This means that, in one sense, they were never actually separated from Krishna. There is no difference between thinking of Krishna and associating with him. Rather, Vipra Lambh Seva, thinking of Krishna in separation, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is far better than serving Krishna directly. Thus, of all the devotees who have developed unalloyed devotional love for Krishna, the gopis are most exalted, and out of all these exalted gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest. No one can excel the devotional service of Srimati Radharani. Indeed, even Krishna cannot understand the attitude of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he took her position and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to understand her transcendental feelings. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Um, Akshat is right. Left now. Yeah, please
Yes,
go.
yes, Prabhuji. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami gradually concludes that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna, and that her Kunda, Lake Shri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. This is verified in quotation from Laghu Bhagavatam Uttar Kanda 45, as quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. यथा राधा प्रिया विष्णो तस्य कुंडम प्रियम तथा सर्व गोपी सैवका विष्णु अत्या वल्लभा.
Very nice.
Should I continue?
Yeah. Continue.
Just as Srimati Radharani is dear to the Supreme Lord Krishna Vishnu, so her bathing place Radha Kunda is equally dear to Krishna. Among all the gopis, she alone stands supreme as the Lord's most beloved. Therefore, everyone interested in Krishna consciousness should ultimately take shelter of Radha Kunda and execute devotional service there throughout one throughout one's life. This is the conclusion of Rupa Goswami in the 10th verse of Upadeshmarta.
Upadesha Amrita. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Akshat. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think we have completed the 10th verse. Only one verse is left. So, anybody wants to share his understanding? I think everybody, like we read the entire 10th verse. So, the purport is little bigger, but mostly it was talking about pious activities, impious activities, and like importance of Radharani and how gopis, like remembering Krishna in separation is more important than serving Krishna directly. So, that's what gopis and Radharani are doing. So, yeah. Anybody wants to share anything from this verse or everything understood? Now we'll move to the last verse if nobody has any questions. Okay. So this is very short verse, I think. 10 minutes. कृष्णस्य चे प्रणयवसति प्रेयसीभ्योऽपि राधा कुण्डं चास्य मुनिभिरभितः हस्ताद्रिगेव व्यधायि यत्पृष्ठेरपि अलम् अचुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजां तत्प्रेमेदं सकृदपि सरः स्नातुरविष्करोति. Of the many objects of favored delight and of all the lovable damsels of Rajbhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kunda is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply baths once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. So basically, in the last, so these 10th and 11th verses, they are dealing with Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So in the last verse, Prabhupada described the various levels of devotees, like Gyanis, Karmis, Vikarmis, and Bhakti Yogis. And finally, he told that Radharani is the highest of the devotees. And so the best devotee is one who goes to Radhakund and who does bhakti there. And in this 11th verse, Rupa Goswami is expanding the last sentence of the previous verse. That how we should go to Radhakund and what should be our realization. And that is the actually like the highest place in this universe, but we might not have. So, but still we should take baths there. Read.
Okay. Why is Radha Kund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radha Rani, who is most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake, Sri Radha Kund, is also described to great sages as a lake that is dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna love for Radha Kund and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radha Kund is very rarely attained, even by great personalities fully engaged in devotional service, not to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
मतलब this is clear ना कि both Radha Kund and Radha Rani are very dear to Krishna and they are non-different from each other. And it is very difficult to attain Radha Kund. Okay. Because we don't like we have to purify ourselves and become very, very humble, lower than the blade of grass. Tranadapi Sunichera, Tarorapi Sayasno, even by great devotion. Okay, Pragya Mataji, can you read the next paragraph? It's the last paragraph of our unit.
Yes, Prabhuji. It
Yeah.
is stated that a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis if he once take a bath in Radha Kund. Shri Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radha Kund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radha Kund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service in the wake of lady friends, sakhis, and confidential serving maids, manjaris of Srimati Radharani, living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendental kingdom of God, Golok Vrindavan, by means of attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deha, should live at Radha Kund, take shelter of the confidential serving maids of Sri Radha, and under the direction engage constantly in her service. This is the most exalted method of those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Sri Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great Mahatmas in this connection, great devotees like Narad and Sanak do not get Hare Krishna Guruji's screen is not visible. Narad and Sanak, sorry Guruji, do not get. Prabhuji, should I read?
Do not get an opportunity to Yeah, you're able to see the screen or not?
Prabhuji, I'm not. Prabhuji, can I read from book?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I'm not able to hear. Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
That's correct.
opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhakund and bath even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna, exactly as the gopis did. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakund and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. One should bath there regularly and give up all material conceptions, taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. If one is if one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back to Godhead to serve Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated during his life on the banks of Radha Kund. The conclusion is that to live on the banks of Radhakund and to bath there daily constitute the higher perfection of devotional service. It is difficult position to attain even for great sages and devotee like Narad. Thus there is no limit to the glory of Radhakund, Sri Radhakund. By serving Radhakund, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So finally, we completed the nectar of instruction. Congratulations to all of you. So just like Sachin Tendulkar gets out on 99, Mataji was having some obstacles in reading the last half of the last half of the paragraph. Yes, Bharti Mata, you have question?
Prabhuji, I don't know whether the question which is I'm going to ask is relevant or not. Matlab, can we compare the water of river Ganges and Radha Kund? Matlab, which is more sacred?
Both are sacred. Everything is sacred. Everything which is connected to Krishna is sacred. Okay?
Okay.
So whenever you go to Vrindavan, you take a bath in Radhakund. But don't take with lot of awe and reverence. You should take bath. You should not take bath like you have come to Appugar. Okay. So yeah, take 3 dips in Radhakund and take 3 dips in Shamkund and take the 3 dips in Radhakund. Yeah, like that. Okay. Any other points? Pragya Mataji, you did not share about occupational duty. You want to share? Akshat Prabhu also did not share. Bharti Mata also did not share.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji, I don't know what to say about it. I have not experienced this much related to it.
Okay. So are you working somewhere right now or are you not working?
No, Prabhuji, I'm not working.
Okay, you are a college student right now.
Prabhuji, I have completed my BTech 2 years before, and I was preparing for my exam. But
Okay. Yeah, that is good actually. You should get married and that is your full-time job actually to run the family, serve the husband and to take care of kids. Yeah, in Vedic culture, like women never used to work for outside. Only the men used to work. That is sufficient. Okay, then already you are always Krishna conscious, and then you can transfer your Krishna consciousness to your husband also. So these days the external situations are so disturbing. Like it's very important that the wife should remain Krishna conscious within the house, and she supports husband. Yeah. Okay. Anything, Bharti Mata, you want to say something?
Prabhuji, I'm a homemaker, so my occupation is to just take care of my family. So, considering that, I am trying my best to make my child Krishna conscious. I always tell them to offer prasadam or milk in the night to Krishna. So now they themselves do that service. Ki mama, okay, we will do this. So I'm doing this, taking Krishna as a center, and I am doing my responsibility. So this is my occupational duty.
Nice, nice, very nice. So you have taught them all the mantras like Hare Krishna mantra 3 times.
My young eldest son, Arav, Arav, he knows Mahamantra and he recite.
Okay, okay, nice, nice. So more, yeah, more humble, more joyful, more light-hearted. Like don't carry too much things in your heart, like and more devotion to Krishna rather than attachment to family members. And these things you can work on in the long run. So that will make more flow. Like you will come to Raganuga spontaneous devotional service and that.
I would love to share one experience of my son Hitansh. Actually, he saw me offering flowers to Lord Krishna when I'll do my puja. So now he himself picked leaves. He don't know the difference between flower and leaves because he's just of 3 years. So he plucked all the leaves and offered that to Krishna. Mama, वो खा लेंगे.
Yeah, yeah. So Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam में भी दोनों flowers भी हैं, leaves भी हैं. The leaves also Krishna like. So any simple thing which you offer him with devotion, water also he likes. You don't need to prepare shahi paneer. You can offer water, some apple, cut apple. So very simple things by which their devotion will increase. Actually. Okay, nice. When Bharti Mata shares, like all of us get inspiration to stay in Grahastha Ashram and increase our devotion. But yeah, only thing is as a person now we have to be aware of our weaknesses also and strengths also. So we know that we have good faith and devotion is there, but weakness is also there. So those weaknesses we should be extra careful about. That okay, this might come. So we should envision like that, and it should not disturb you so much. Because every time we become disturbed, then it will spoil our devotion for 1 or 2 weeks. Then I don't want those things because we stable now. Okay, you come evening or evening you come at least. Morning I don't know. Morning chanting. I'm telling really what no. Saturday Sunday actually it becomes difficult for me also. There are so many things going on. But yeah, I don't know. Chanting, we should be. Will we be able to do or we will not do? Let's stop the recording.